Engage.
What, to fight them?
I don't know. I mean that you.
I'm not
well,
gonna
that's
take
not
them on.
No, but you wonder whether or not you might want to be prepared for that eventuality. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
All right, so what, I make more spears in my time?
It's up to you. I mean, you got nothing but time. So, what are your ideas?
True. I set booby traps with my flares.
You could try.
All right. I'm not sure how I would make them. I'm not sure what I would make them out of.
Got nothing but time. You can experiment them on them for a whole week. You tell me. It's role playing. You play the role.
All right, fine. I'll set up booby traps.
Okay.
I will set up boobies and traps.
So what are you going to do?
I got plenty of time. I could make probably quite a bit of spears.
Sure.
I might have some time to dig holes.
Could be a little rough going. You don't have a lot of tools to dig holes with.
What's in my toolbox that I can... I mean, there's nothing. There's not a shovel in there. But
No. Sort of like hammer, wrench, screwdrivers, that sort of thing.
Right. I might have to home alone this bitch.
Might.
It's not about all I can think of.
You also, if you do want to try and make this incendiary device, you will have to roll to see if you can make something that would work.
Yeah. Would I be able to attempt it without setting it off and hurting myself?
Probably not. I mean, if you roll really badly.
How badly are we talking?
I would need a mechanical repair roll.
Which is crap on my end.
Okay, yeah.
So I set it off and burn my fingers off. I'm done.
Maybe.
Yeah. I need those fingers.
You realize that you could sort of, if you modified them a little bit, you feel like looking at them, you could sort of turn each one of them into...
like a rocket?
Nah, but kind of like almost like what do I want to say here? You could almost like, so you've got a flare, and you've got a little bit of explosive. So you've got fire plus explosive.
Yeah.
You could probably, with a mechanical repair roll, sort of disassemble it a little bit and kind of turn that flare inward. So you could kind of strike the incendiary at the same time with the phosphorescent fire or whatever. And probably if you put some sand or some rocks in there or something,
you could grenade.
You can make a kind of a little grenade. Maybe.
Okay.
It might work.
Okay.
All
right. I'll try to make a grenade, I guess.
All right. Roll. You realize you could. It would only take one flare to make one of these, so you just need to roll a mechanical repair roll and see how well it goes.
Not well.
No, not well at all. You kind of get it apart, and you're like, You're not. Yeah, it's not.
Now I have a broken flare.
It's true.
Neat.
Yeah.
Neat.
You do have kind of a broken flare.
Yeah, well, it's not useful now.
I mean, you've got
I have
phosphorescent stuff,
yeah,
and you've got
incendiary, but
you got a little bit of incendiary. I would also
I don't know chemistry. Do I know anything about? Well, chemistry is a learned thing, so that's not going to help me.
No. You do feel like if you tried it again, it might be a little easier for you.
So we're going to have 2 broken flares?
Well, you might have 2 broken flares.
I have 2 broken flares.
You have 2 broken flares. Because I was going to give you like an extra like 20%, but that's not going to, no.
If I were to mix these things into a coconut.
Okay.
And make a bomb inside of a coconut. Is that a possible thing?
Maybe. Like, you could put... Start thinking about that. It's not a bad idea. You have some sort of powder incendiary, right?
Yeah.
You can sort of dump this flare. You hollow out a coconut.
Yeah.
Maybe put some sort of fuse in it from a bit of crawl. Like, that might work.
Let's do that.
That might work.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking now.
Okay.
You know where I got that from?
Where?
Biodome. Beth Terry just applauded.
There you go. Okay.
I'm making coconut bombs.
So you have 1 coconut bomb and 4 flares left.
I should probably have more than 1 coconut bomb.
Well, do you want to try the flare trick or do you want to do the coconut bombs? You also realize that you could theoretically use the flares as they were intended to create sparks of fire.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize you got this coconut bomb. How are you going to light this coconut bomb?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to need at least 1 flare to light it.
Probably.
How big of a boom would a coconut bomb make? You think?
You feel pretty confident about that. It was a secret roll on my end to see how effective you were, and you feel pretty good about it.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go with...
You kind of spent a couple days on this, just working on it.
Well, let's just go with... I guess I have 1 coconut bomb and 4 flares.
Yep.
Because I used 2 flares to make 1 coconut bomb.
Yes.
Yeah, I should save those other flares. Okay. I have a coconut bomb and flares.
Okay, so you got 4 flares and a coconut bomb. That's taken you a couple days. So we're into, week 3 on the island?
Sure.
Okay.
How many more days to the full moon?
You've still got... So you got at the end of the week, you get at the end of week 3, at the end of week 4, and then at the end of week 5 would be the next full moon. So you got 2.5 weeks. You still got time to do stuff if there's anything you'd like to do. Shoot, you can sit and watch your friend the shark all day if you want to. I don't care.
Start talking to him. See if he talks back.
Yeah.
Is he still really just hanging out?
I
mean, ideally, he hasn't eaten much recently.
Well, what are you actually going to sit on a rock and watch him for a day?
Yeah, I want to see what he actually does. Just swim back and forth?
That's really weird.
Why? I have nothing else to do.
No. That shark just swims back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You watched it. He spends a couple hours on this part of the island. He spends a couple hours. That shark does not leave the lagoon. There are fish out there, so it's probably eating fish, but that's not... We'll take another sand check on that. That's really not right.
Your freaking sand checks.
It only cost you 1. It's almost like he's patrolling the water.
Yeah.
It's exactly like he's patrolling the water. That's weird.
Well, clearly he is a guard of some kind.
That's weird.
Agreeable.
So we'll get to the end of the week. So the end of week 3.
Am I able to hurt this shark?
Don't know.
I've had plenty of time to make probably a lot of spears.
Oh yeah, no, I'll say you've got 5 usable spears.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a bunch of half broken shafts. You got a bunch of little drumstick spears that are 1.5 long.
Yeah. What's the closest I can get to the shark without going in the water?
Not.
That makes any sense at all. No sense at all. What?
It is not a street shark. He's not coming up on land.
Shark. Stand up, damn you.
And so the closest you could get without getting in the water would be the beach.
It's getting late, and I'm trying to think, and it's not working. How far out can I go without being too deep for the shark to eat me, and while still being able to function with my arms?
I mean, so you were saying wade out to waist deep?
Sure.
So let's say that's 20, 30 feet from the beach.
Okay.
And that's still, it's 100 yards out to the, so you're 10 yards from the shore.
Yeah.
And the plane is like another 90 yards.
Okay.
So
I would not be able to hurl a spear that far.
it'd have to be a pretty darn good throw.
Right.
And then assuming
really
it gets
good throw.
through shark flesh.
Right.
If you don't go to the shark, you're going to have to actually go to the shark.
Well, I'm going to die one way or another here.
I just love how no matter what game you play, you're always resigned to death. Like in this one, it's actually possible and potentially likely, but there's also possibilities that you could survive.
Yeah. I don't think wading out into the water and trying to take on a great white shark is going to help me survive. So
No, not really.
yeah, screw that idea.
If you'd ever listened to RPPR, there's actually a character who very valiantly jumped off of a boat in the 1920s and fought a shark barehanded.
And lost?
Oh yeah, no, he lost.
Okay.
They call it the punching the shark incident. It's like
Okay.
you never just go and punch sharks.
I mean, you can.
He did.
They don't
He
like
succeeded once.
Yeah.
And then it tore him to ribbons.
We're not going to do that.
That's fair. It's cool.
Okay. Bye, shark.
So we'll say, toss me another sand check for being all lonely.
60.
So that's another 1d2.
Wait, what?
It's a 1d2.
This thing?
Sure.
I don't know what I'm rolling.
That's a 1.
I already scratched it off.
Okay. You're getting to the point where you're probably talking. That coconut bomb is your friend. You might have even drawn a face on that coconut bomb. Yep.
Okay.
And you can add another 5% on your throw.
Oh.
Because you're getting much better at throwing things now that you've been on the island for 3 weeks now. So you got a fortnight.
Okay. Is that my only stat that's going up? Like, am I doing anything else that could raise other stats?
Not really.
Fast talk? I'm talking to myself. I don't know. It's just,
Your fast talk's actually going down because you would less likely to convince people. Don't you think so, Wilson? Yeah, I think so, Wilson. Okay.
jump. A jump's going higher. It's not going any higher.
No, not really. I mean,
doing jumping jacks.
You're getting more accurate with your throws, but you also have to realize that even with eating the birds and stuff, it's sustenance enough to maintain you. You're really not, but not just barely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is very, very tiring on your body to not eat the amount of food you need, to not get the amount of water that you really need.
Yeah. I mean, I could work out, but then I'm just working off all the nutrients that I'm taking in. So
Exactly.
not going to help me too much. I imagine I have a nice tan.
Oh, yeah.
Good beard going.
Yeah?
Thinking of joining the folk band.
That'll probably work out well for you.
I'm going to start the hipster movement when I get back. How far out are we? Like a week?
2 weeks.
From the full moon?
Yeah. So you're in the new moon right now.
Okay.
So it is pitch black at night.
That's cool. I got nothing. There's nothing I can do.
Okay.
Fast forward.
All right. So you get to the end of this week. We'll do another sand check.
82.
D2. That's 2. So you are now definitely talking to that coconut bomb. It is the best friend you have in the world. This coconut bomb is going to save you from the evil fish-headed cultists.
Good. That also means I'm less likely to be afraid because I'm just freaking them out.
What is your throw at?
35.
Okay, so you get another 5%. So you are becoming a hunting guru.
Okay. I mean, I'm just going to say I'm probably still making spears as I go.
Yeah.
Just collecting an arsenal of spears.
You've got enough spears now that you think it would be challenging for you to carry them all at once.
Yeah.
So you feel like you could carry 5 spears at once.
Okay.
You've made probably 10 or 15 spears.
Okay. I would like to strategically place spears around the island, including near around the ledge of the caldera.
Are you going to leave
Small
them?
stacks?
Are you going to leave them in the open?
No, I'm going to hide them.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Roll me a couple of Roll me a conceal check.
Conceal?
I think there's a conceal.
There's a conceal. Failed.
Okay.
So that didn't work. I have hide.
Hide is to hide you. Conceal is to conceal something else.
Oh. Well, I mean, they're just bamboo sticks. It'll be pitch black. Not pitch black, but it'll be dark when they come out. Bamboo is green, right?
Usually, yeah.
Dried, it would be a tan color.
Yeah.
So I got enough ash. I could probably paint them black.
Sure. Yeah.
That would help conceal them.
Sure. So we'll say you do that.
Okay.
That was what you did during this week?
Yep.
So you have about 7 days to the next full moon.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do?
Nope.
Okay. We'll just go ahead and roll one more sand check. Just see how crazy you can get.
Really crazy.
And it's another D2. That's 1.
24 now.
Coconut Man. He's where it's at.
Coconut.
You're probably babbling to yourself. You realize it somewhat, but I mean, you've lost half your sand in the last month or so?
Yeah, well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
You are now at 45% on your throw.
Okay. The Dagon guy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's that little statue that I grabbed.
Okay.
Do I remember anything else about Dagon?
Not really. Like, what do you...
Like, Dagon's a god, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. Is he a god that was at some point defeated somehow?
No. Not that there's... You don't have any sort of tales with this. You don't have any mythology.
Just know what it is.
Yeah. Like, if I say... like, if you don't know a religion and I just say what... You know what I mean? Like, if I say Athena, you know Athena's a god, but you don't know any of the stories of Athena. You know what I mean?
Relay, I know, is possibly some sort of city, kingdom, some kind, Atlantis-y thing, right?
Right.
What up? My eyes are on fire. Would it be weird to wonder whether or not I am standing on top of Relay and they are feeding Dagon below me?
No, I think that's a perfectly legitimate thought. But again, you've had a lot of crazy thoughts in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of sanity here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely weird being all by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, in your mind, you don't feel like they mesh. But maybe they do. I mean, that's the thing. These are old stories, and no one really wrote them down, and so it's hearsay and supposition. So you definitely could think that that's possible, but you've got no basis for it.
Okay.
I mean, Rallier was supposed to be this massive city, and you're sort of standing on a small natural island.
Yeah, but what the hell is a shark guardian?
It's a good question.
Okay.
All right. So I'm assuming you rest very much on the day before the night that they're supposed to be there.
I'm pumped.
All right. So right about as the sun starts to set, you start seeing. Give me a spot hidden. See what you see.
41 to 60.
You've gotten really used to the island and its ways and sort of the way things go around here, and so you're standing, sort of standing here on the beach. You probably tried to get as much rest as possible. Maybe you saved up some food so you could have a little extra energy. Be as fit as you can be for whatever happens tonight. In the late afternoon, you notice that it's getting dark a little earlier than it probably should.
Okay.
And as you sort of look out and glance at the sky, you see some massive storm heads rolling in.
Okay.
Like, massive. One of those look across the water and you see the lightning strikes hitting the sea.
Okay.
And you would assume that a major storm is on its way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Not much I can do about it.
So as you settle down in your hovel, you see this massive storm start rolling in, and the wind shakes, and it howls, and the rain comes down. I don't know if you have hail in monsoons, but like it is freaking apocalyptic. There's no chance of any fire. There's no chance of anything. You're seeing trees get blown down. I mean, we're talking tornado freak out stuff here. Okay. The only thing that you can do is crawl to the farthest back end. Your cushions are probably flying all over the place. Anything you've got, spare clothes.
Sitting on them.
Well, what I'm saying is even if you're sitting on them, you have to scrunch all the way up against the back wall of your cave to even stay remotely dry.
I imagine they probably have holes and shit on them by now.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably
no,
not looking
yeah.
too good.
No. But I mean, even in your little hovel, which has remained safe even in the most dangerous of storms, like you're getting drenched. It is absolutely massive. You can't see 10 feet outside the cave.
Okay.
And the storm rages.
And this is supposed to be the night of?
Yes. This is the night of the full moon.
Okay.
The storm rages and rages and rages. What are you trying to do? Anything? Are we running out into the storm? Are we staying awake? Are we trying to get some sleep? What are we?
I mean, I'm awake.
Right. Are we trying to stay awake?
Is it safe for me to walk out there?
You wouldn't think so. Like you're like seeing trees fall over in the distance. Like it's
Okay.
bad.
I guess I'll just wait till the next day.
Okay.
Not much I can do.
All right. So eventually at some point in the middle of the night, you're able to pass out even with all the storm, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So at some point you come to.
Sure.
Your cave is wrecked.
Likely.
Yeah. And you sort of, not necessarily stumble out of it, but you sort of poke your head up, clear some of the debris away and look out your cave.
Mhm.
And you see a sort of bizarre, horrific sight on the beach. You see an upturned canoe that looks very familiar.
Mhm.
It's got a massive gash in the side of it. Appears that one of its outriggers was torn completely off.
Okay.
And you see 7 bodies, bloated bodies that appear to have washed up from the shore.
Okay.
It appears to be 6 strong, strapping-looking men
Mhm.
who probably were wearing the fish heads before. And you also see the broken body of a naked woman.
Okay.
You can't tell from here, but based on how they're laying, they're just sort of face down as if they've been washed up. The tide's kind of sweeping back and forth, so they're kind of just floating back and forth upon the water. And that is what you see upon the beach. Oh, we'll do one of those little sand checks.
65.
D2.
2.
Okay.
Is that 2 or 1?
Oh, that's 1.
Okay. So it's not as freaky as I thought it would be. Oh, I lost 1 sand.
It's still pretty horrific because it's a bunch of.
Right. But there is 1 man missing.
Correct.
Okay. So I gather my things, whatever I can,
Like I said, you can take up 5 spears at once if that's what you
so
want
I'll
to do.
take my 5 spears, but can I also carry? I can probably put my backpack on, right? It's back.
Yeah.
Bag. Yeah. And then that I can probably carry my flares and my coconut grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a little food. I'm gonna climb up to the tip top, see if anyone or anything is up there.
Give me a spot hidden.
45, 60.
Okay. As you get close, as you start to walk out on the beach, you notice that the bodies are horrifically mangled and broken. I mean, they were clearly dashed against the rocks several times. You see that there are a couple of baskets. You notice that a couple of the baskets are there, and they're empty.
Mhm.
And then you also notice a set of footprints leading off into the trees.
So leading towards where I just climbed up at, basically. Leading towards the volcano.
I mean, almost everything leads towards the volcano. You either head into the island or you head around the island.
So right. So I climbed up to check. I'm not trying not to be visible, but just kind of peek my head over and see if I see a large old man standing inside the cold air.
Well, hold on. You're getting awful far ahead.
No, I'm not. That's where I want to go.
I understand that. Will you relax?
No.
Okay.
I have no sanity left. I can't relax.
Okay. Give me a listen roll.
Okay. Which is 97 out of 47, so I don't hear anything.
Okay. Okay. You climb up into the caldera. You climb up the side of the hill.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, once you get off the beach, the footprints disappear.
Right. Makes sense.
And so you climb up into the caldera, and you don't notice anything. You don't see
I
anyone.
don't see anyone.
Nope.
Do I see any fresh food or anything where they were usually leaving that stuff?
Nope.
Nobody there at all.
Not that you can tell.
Okay. Not really sure where to go from here.
Give me a spot hidden.
52 of 60.
Okay. So you've sort of climbed up here, right? And you've gotten to the top, and you're looking around, and suddenly off to the side, maybe 20 yards away, you see some movement.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the tattooed headed man is standing there, and you see him, it's like waving his arms around or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to be muttering to himself.
Okay.
And he sort of points in your direction, and you feel this awful gut-wrenching pain inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, you suddenly feel cold and very, very uncomfortable.
Okay.
And then you notice he takes off into the jungle. Or he takes off down the side of the caldera into the more wooded areas where it would be possible to hide.
Okay. So I'm frozen where I'm at?
No, you just...
So I can't follow him?
No, you're not frozen at all.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to follow him.
Okay, you can follow him. I'm just saying that you feel odd. You feel very... Something's not right. You feel uncomfortable.
That makes sense.
You feel very, very uncomfortable.
Okay. Do I move fast enough to see which direction he goes?
We'll make this a opposed dex rolls. So roll your dex times 5. I have to require you to do some math here.
I got a 7.
You got a 7?
Yep.
And your dex times 5 is
17 times 5.
Okay.
Do your own math.
He's quick, but you seem to be faster. You are chasing him through the woods.
He's in my sight.
I'd say before he was gone, you sort of lope on down the hills, chasing him, and you now are within sight of him. He's dodging and weaving back and forth between things and jumping over hills and rocks and stuff,
Okay.
but you can see him.
I'm sort of doing parkour and doing a little better than he is.
Yeah, you definitely know the island better than him, so
Right.
As soon as he took off, you knew that if you cut around and swerved this way, you would be able to,
Okay.
head him off. So you've already halved the distance probably between the two of you.
Okay. Now this man is large, tattooed, and old.
Old being relative. He's probably in his mid-40s, and he's still in decent athletic shape.
That's what I was gonna see, is how good a shape he was.
He's in decent shape.
Okay. I need to somehow cut him off at the pass.
Okay. Well, so he's sort of running down and around. He's taking, you never want to run straight downhill. You kind of want to take it at an angle.
Right.
You realize that if you can move well enough, you could go straight down the hill and you could close the gap to within like 20 feet.
Okay.
But it's going to be dangerous because you're going to be running along a rocky surface and so forth.
So the problem is he's going between trees, right? He's not out in the open.
No, he's not perfectly out in the open.
Okay.
Any sort of spear throw here would not be easy to make.
Right. Okay. I gotta head him off at the pass somehow.
Okay. Give me a dex times 3 roll. 21, 3, 51.
Mm-hmm.
17, yeah. There you are. Yeah, okay. So you got dex times 3. So you sort of jump on these rocks and you're skidding and you're sliding and you sort of slide down on your hip and all of a sudden you're within, like, he sort of comes around the corner and he's looking and he's thinking, okay, I've got you. And then he sort of turns around and you're like 15 feet away from him.
Okay. I lunge a spear at him.
Roll me a throw.
Which is now at 45. 23 to 45.
Yeah, you tag him with a spear. We'll go D6 plus your damage bonus.
Okay, which is what?
Roll 1d6 plus what your damage bonus is.
Plus 1d4.
Yep. 4?
4.
Okay. So you hurl this spear, and he sort of sees you. He kind of reacts to you. So he sort of tries to dodge a little bit, and he throws his arm up, and you kind of tag him in the arm as it passes through, and you realize you gash him pretty horribly, and he's bleeding.
Okay.
And he, hold on. So you've taken your turn. You've hurled your spear.
Yeah.
You've gouged his arm, and you see him look at you in wide-eyed surprise.
Mm-hmm.
That he's, and all of a sudden he starts, he flips his hands again and starts turning. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like a dense fog bank just passes in front of the two of you.
Okay.
And you've lost all vision.
All vision all around me or just in front of me?
Just in front. Just sort of like, imagine like, you would imagine like within 20 or 30 feet around him has just been completely obscured.
Okay.
The fog is that thick.
I take off towards the beach as fast as possible.
Okay.
I know that's where he's going.
Okay. Oh.
So he's basically cast darkness around himself.
It's not darkness, but it's mist. Mist of Rallier. Okay. You take off towards the beach.
Sure.
Okay. Give me a Dex times 5 check.
That's 6. 60.
That's a 60.
66.
As you're running, that cold pain in your chest hasn't really gone away.
Okay.
And you just, everything feels, it's like you're in a fog, you're in a haze, it's like you've got a cold. Like your body's not, you shouldn't be having this much trouble, but you're actually everything feels weird. So you're stumbling. You're not nearly as, usually you would, it's been 5 weeks. You know every single route and how to jump over it and how to dodge between the trees. And it's not working. Something's not right.
Okay.
But you do get to the beach without any damage. You don't fall or break your leg or anything, and you get back to the beach, and you're on the beach.
Okay, so I spin about and see if he comes at me. Or comes out somewhere.
I suppose we'll do this round by round. So you wait 6 seconds.
Sure.
It's your turn.
Is he there?
Nope.
I wait.
6 seconds.
Is he there?
Nope.
I wait.
6 seconds.
Is he there?
Nope.
I hate him. Did he go to my cave? Would he have gone to my cave?
Why are you asking me?
Because you're the guy that's in charge.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you what he's doing.
He wouldn't have gone back up. I don't imagine. It would have been kind of silly. Is that fog gone by now?
Oh, you ran away from it. Yeah,
but it has dissipated completely.
You wouldn't know. You ran away from the spot where it was.
Oh, I can't see it from where I'm at. It's
no.
that far away.
Yeah. You had to run. It's 200 yards down the caldera. You guys kind of ran away from the beach. So, you probably ran 400, 500 yards.
Okay.
Quarter of a mile, half a mile, whatever it was.
Is there a tree I can get to?
Sure.
I climb up it.
Roll me a climb.
65. I got 55 out of 65.
You climb a tree.
Can I see anything from the tree?
Spot hidden.
8 out of 60.
Out of what?
8 out of 60.
So that's an impale. You don't see any mist, but you do catch a glimmer of someone sort of at the corner of the forest, or jungle, whatever you want to call this, and you see that he's running off with, you see him sort of running back away in another direction, and you see he's sort of got a length of tree. It's like he's sort of pulled a chunk of tree off. You see him sort of running off around the caldera with sort of a chunk of tree.
So like a bat, kind of like he's made of a little baseball bat kind of thing.
Not yet, but it is the size and heft of a club.
Right. Okay, that's what
yeah.
Club was the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
I'm really tired. He's running away from me or towards me?
No, he's not running towards you. He's sort of running perpendicular to you.
Does it appear that he's searching for me?
Not right now, no.
If I watch him for a little while and see where he goes?
He disappears out of sight.
Son of a bitch.
Actually, give me a luck roll. Luck by half.
Luck by half, so at least a 40?
Yep.
22.
Still lucky, even with the cold feeling. You're still getting lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You notice he doesn't quite go out of sight. Actually, on the edge of your vision, you see him stop, and you continue to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
You see him, he starts pulling branches off the trees, and you see him take, he's got a rock, and you see him sort of chip it with another rock. He's much better at it than you are.
No, he's making spears. I get you.
Yeah, no, you see him start carving like a handhold on this tree branch, and you see that obviously after, say, 5 minutes of watching him, he's making a club.
Okay. How far away would he be from me if I were to be on the ground?
It'd take you, say, 20, 30 seconds to run there. A minute.
Is he close enough for me to throw my grenade at him?
Oh, grenade? Probably not.
Okay, I want to get as close as I can and light my grenade and throw it at him.
Okay, give me a hide.
Hide?
Yeah, you're sneaking up on him.
Not really. I'm just going at him.
Oh, you're just going to run at him? I mean, it's your choice. You said get as close as I can, so I assume that means sneak.
It doesn't have to be a sneak.
No, it doesn't. I'm just wondering on your approach here. You just got to tell me what your approach is.
Well, I mean, all right. If I hit it, I get it. If not, I'm just at him. Sound like a plan? My height is a 22.
I understand.
So if I don't get it, I'm just running at him anyway.
Well, no. You're attempting to hide, in which case you're going slow.
Yeah, I didn't hit a hide, so it didn't matter. I'm just running at the guy. I don't care.
Oh, you run at the guy, he's going to run at you, or he's going to run away from you.
But he's busy right now. He's
right, that's what I'm saying. That if you attempt to approach him stealthily, he may not notice you're there. If you fail to hide, he will get a chance to hear you. That's why I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I see what you're saying. That makes more sense.
If you're just going through the trees, he's going to hear you.
That makes more sense.
So what would you like to do? It's a strategy thing.
Is hide really all I have? I don't have like a sneak, or
no.
There is a sneak, but it's 10%.
Okay, then you better be lucky I was giving you hide because I should be giving you sneak.
But I know where I'm at. I know the lay of the land better than he does.
I was going to give you a little bit of a bump, but not a lot.
Okay. I'll take a bump and I'll go for hide.
Okay, I'll give you a 10% bump.
Okay, so I need. Wait, I lost it. I need 32 less than a 32. That's a 60. That's a 90.
That's a 90. I need you to roll the other one.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It's a 91.
Okay, then it's not a fumble.
Good.
So
you see me? You hear me?
He's gonna get a bump to his listen because yes, he hears you.
Okay.
So you're sort of
I'm still like lighting this thing and throwing it at him.
Okay, so you're approaching him. He turns. He sees you. You're gonna light it.
Throw it at him.
Okay.
Presuming I'm close enough to hit him. Am I close enough to hit him?
Opposed dex roll. See who, because he's going to try and bolt. So the question
I
is,
got that.
Yeah.
So what I would need to get better than what you got?
So he rolled, dex times. He rolled dex times 5. So roll your dice.
88.
He's quicker on the draw than you.
Okay.
Because that's well over your dex times 5. So he sees you as I'm assuming that we're seeing you strike the flare.
Yeah.
And as you strike the flare, he turns to run before you're able to light it and throw it at him.
Okay.
So he immediately puts enough distance that you don't think there's any way you can get it.
Good thing I got more flares.
Yeah, you could just keep that one lit and run with it.
I mean, I guess I could. It'll probably burn for a little while, wouldn't it?
It's a flare. Yeah, I mean.
All right, well, I'll just run at him with like my little Trojan torch and.
Roll me a dex, and that cold is really, it's uncomfortable. It's really starting to bother you.
Yeah, I can't fix that.
I know. I'm just letting you know. When you roll really well, and then I tell you it's not really well, you know why? Because he put a spell on you.
What am I rolling?
Just throw the dice, and I'll let you know.
28.
So you rolled a 28. That is basically not that it matters because you can't do the math anyway. The spell is
dick.
the spell has halved your responses.
Okay.
So your dex is now cut in half. Oh. And your luck is now cut in half.
Oh. That's why you're asking me to use half on luck earlier.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So instead of a 17, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, so that's 9. Mm-hmm. So now your Dex times 5 is no longer like 70 something. It's now 45. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes more sense.
So you rolled a 28. That's Dex times 4. See what I'm saying? Because 27 will be Dex times 3. So I'm now going to roll his Dex to see if how close you're able to close the gap. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he rolls a 36. His Dex is that. So he rolls Dex times 3. So he's actually outpacing you. And like I said, it's only because this cold feeling is getting to you. So he's actually outrunning you.
Okay, are we just going around the island? Like, are we just
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I stop. I start running the other direction.
Fair enough. Now, it will take you like about even at a jog, probably a good 8 to 10 minutes to get around to the other side.
Okay. As long as I'm coming straight at him.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as he's within sight.
Oh, hold on. You guys see... He gets rolls too. I want to see if he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
I want to see if he's smart enough to realize what you're doing.
Okay. He's kind of dumb.
He's not that dumb. He's smarter than you.
Is he smarter than the average bear?
He unfortunately did not roll real well right there.
Well, damn good, isn't it?
Roll me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Am I hiding?
No.
Oh.
Spot hidden.
28.
Do you make it?
Yeah. 60. Okay. 28 out of 60.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know what your scores are. So you come around the corner and you happen to notice that he has stopped. You have circumnavigated and he's happened to stop for a minute and you see him sort of looking back and forth. So at this point, you're not close enough in range, but you've now spotted him before he spotted you and you see him. He's sort of looking back. He's not realized that you're not following for him from that direction, and you actually came around the other way.
Right. So if I'm continuing to run, will he hear me?
Oh, almost assuredly.
Okay. So if I try to hide or sneak again, I guess, up on him?
That's up to you.
Best I can do at this point.
Okay.
Or is there is another tree I could climb?
Yeah, you could climb a tree. I mean, if you want to. I don't know how that's going to help you, but it's not going to make the throw any easier.
No, presuming he would walk right below me.
Now that is an idea.
That's the idea I have.
Okay.
So, climb a tree.
Okay, roll climb.
35.
Okay, you're now in the treetops above him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not above him, but you are above him.
Enough, yeah. And hoping that he walks up underneath me.
Okay. You see him. He's still, sort of as he's walking, he's kind of, still affixing his club. Roll me half your luck. Because he put a spell on you. Are you lucky enough that he
spell on you?
Are you lucky enough that he walks underneath you?
I don't know. Yep.
You got to hit a 0 because your luck is.
My luck is
80.
40.
Yeah.
So it's below 30.
Okay. You see him sort of meander around and he walks underneath you.
I light my grenade and drop it right on top of his head.
All right. Roll me 2d6.
5.
All right. The thing, your Mr. Coconut Man grenade tumbles down through the air, sizzling, sizzling, sizzling. Maybe the wick was just a tad too long or something. Hits the ground, and he, sort of that warrior instinct, he reacts, so he jumps. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't get entirely out of the way, so it does blow up, and it, singes him, and he sort of...
Shrapnel. Call it shrapnel.
Yeah, right. So it wasn't a direct hit, because you rolled crappy on damage, role-playing here. But yeah. No. Okay, so he's singed, and he's laying on the ground, and I'm going to say he spins
Is he still directly below me?
No, he's sort of jumped out the side, so he's no longer directly below you, but he's not far away.
If I were able to leap out with a spear in hand downward and try to stab him on my way down, is he close enough for that?
Maybe. Like, it's theoretically possible. I mean, how far do you think a human can jump and tumble from a tree? Like, maybe 8 feet? So if you're 25 feet in the air, maybe, say, on a tree, you could probably jump and cover that distance, but it's going to potentially hurt you as well.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
But we'll consider him prone?
We're not playing with prone rules. I mean, it's really whether or not you get... It's whether or not
going to take me a minute to climb down.
Oh, yeah. Safely.
So jumping is the quickest way down.
Correct.
On top of him is better.
Sure.
And so that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Roll me a... I'll give you a strength, because your strength is probably better than your... What's your jump?
Jump?
Yeah.
Jump. Jump is 50.
Oh, okay, well, roll me a jump check then. Do you have the athletic ability to jump that far?
Yep. 27 out of 50.
All right.
The spear in hand, heading downward.
Yep. All right, so you're able to jump.
So ideally, I'm just stabbing him on the way down.
Yeah, no, and I think you're going to be very effective at it. Roll me double damage.
With
your spear, so it's D6 plus D3. So roll me 2D6 plus 2D3.
Okay, well, here's 2D6.
4.
4. And here's 2D3.
And that's, that's enough.
Okay.
Okay. So as you leap down, he's on fire, and he's patting out the fire, and you see him sort of turn, and you're flying down like some sort of kamikaze, and you put this spear right through his throat as you're on the way down, and he's laying there gurgling and dying. Now you get to roll me a fancy schmancy luck check.
Really?
Yeah. You just jumped from 25 feet. Are you lucky enough that you don't break a leg or something when you hit the ground?
Right. I'm still at half? Or am I feeling better now that I've basically killed him?
I'm still going to make you roll it at half, even if the book says that it goes, because he's not quite dead yet.
Yeah, but he's pretty injured.
He is. No, he's definitely on the way to death, but we're going to make you roll it at half because I'm a dick. Roll it at half.
I got 10.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you're going to take...
Not only am I good, I'm super good. 14 total.
Yep. You've rolled... You don't realize how much your rolls have kept you in this game.
It's kind of amazing.
It is really good. What was I going to do? You're still going to take damage just because it's a fall.
No, I understand that.
But you're taking significantly less. You'll take a total of 4 damage.
Okay.
So you plunge this thing into his throat, and you tumble, you sort of hit your leg, you hear something pop that's not painful, you tumble onto the ground, you hit your shoulder, that doesn't feel good, you kind of pull your back, you just kind of ache. Mm-hmm. But as you sort of complete your roll and kind of get up to your feet, and you realize that you're mostly okay. I mean, you're hurt, you're hobbling a little bit.
Sure.
But you're up, and you see him reaching out to you, and he's trying to speak, and blood's foaming in his mouth, and he's sort of gurgling, and then you see his hand fall to the ground, and his head just kind of lulls to the side.
Okay. How heavy is this guy?
You're a strong guy. You could move him if you wanted to.
I mean, he's dead, right?
Yes, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah,
hold on a second. Let me think about that. You rolled a 2 and a 3.
Wait, what?
You rolled a 2 and a... I just want to see if he's dead.
Well, he's pinned to the ground one way or the other.
Right. No, but this is the same thing with D&D, where I don't know if he's taken enough damage that you've killed him.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to try and resuscitate him if it were physically possible.
I don't want to resuscitate him.
Okay, never mind then.
I want to let him die.
Okay, then he is dead.
I'll leave him long enough till I know he's completely dead.
He's dead.
He's dead?
He's dead.
Confirm one more time.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
I want a fireman carry him up onto the caldera and dump him down the chimney.
Okay.
And listen.
You hear slide, thump, splash, and then you don't hear anything.
Okay. So she only likes him alive. Just checking.
Yep.
What was wrong with the canoe?
It had a massive hole tore in it, and it also was missing an outrigger.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's the little floats out to the side that help. So, like, when the waves come along, your canoe would fall over, but you have these little floats out to the side that kind of help keep you level.
Yeah. Okay. Luckily for me, I have some flotation devices.
It's not quite the same thing. It doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Because it doesn't work like that.
They're floaty.
I don't think you understand how the outrigger works.
I don't know how it works.
You could pilot it with one outrigger. You can't do anything about the fact that it's got a hole in the side of it.
I can't repair it.
No, you can repair it, but I mean,
I want to repair it.
You have to repair it.
Yeah, I want to repair it.
All right. Well, let's see what the book says about repairing it.
I hope everyone at home applauded after I did that.
I mean, it was a pretty...
That was some Assassin's Creed shit right there.
Yes, it was.
That includes the bomb too.
Yep. I mean, that was...
Oh, that was 27 days well spent. Just for that. Even if I die happy.
You realize that you've got some tools and stuff, but it's going to take you you could patch it, you think, relatively well. You've got that skill. But it's going to take you some time. You're going to have to cut down some greenery.
Okay.
You're going to have to let it dry, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm assuming you're going to get started on that process?
I mean, what else can I do? I need to repair the canoe.
Yeah.
I don't have any other materials that I could fix it with on hand.
No, I mean, you with the tools you have...
I have gauze.
which you might need right now.
I might need that. I have needle and thread.
So
how long would it take?
It's going to take a couple days.
I can take a couple days.
Right.
I'll take a couple days and fix it.
Okay. So you start getting things cut down. You're getting fronds and stuff. You're trying to figure out how to put this together and how to patch it and make it.
Nobody uses the word fronds.
I just use the word fronds. It's what the top of the palms are. Fronds.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Somebody that worked with plants.
So you go to sleep that night.
Dendrophiliacs.
Feeling very good about yourself.
I feel pretty good.
Roll me a listen check.
21 out of... Where's listening? 21 out of 47.
Sun comes up. It's morning. You hear bizarre noise.
Okay.
You hear heavy breathing.
Okay.
And bizarreness coming from the beach.
From the beach.
Yeah. You can see from your cave.
Are they zombies?
You gotta take a look.
I guess I have to.
Roll me a sand, please.
I guess I got a 54.
That will be a 1d8.
Sorry, what?
You need to roll a 1d8 for sand loss. That's a d10.
D10. Give me
That's a d8.
4.
Okay. You lose 4 sand.
Yep.
As you see this sort of part turtle, part fish, part frog man, this massive thing with sort of chunks of like armor almost. It's got, these hideous pieces of flesh and these long talons and these huge teeth like those underwater fish,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Anglers.
Yeah.
Right.
And you see it sort of on the beach just swiveling back and forth looking around the island.
Is it moving really slowly?
Not horrifically slowly, but thematically slowly. We'll say thematically slowly.
Does it appear as if it's struggling?
No, it does not.
Do I wet myself?
You come pretty damn close. You almost went insane with that roll. Actually, without marking off the 4, how much?
I'm at 19.
You're at 19, so you were at 23. Yeah, you come pretty close to like just going upon seeing this thing.
You can't regain sanity at all, even after you do something awesome.
You can.
Like kill a guy.
You can. You can't right now.
That's what I was trying to why couldn't I have before?
Anyway, you see this thing standing on the beach.
There's not much I can do about it. It's there.
This is true.
I'm under the assumption that this is what they were feeding.
Fair enough.
I'm also under the assumption that there is a exit to the volcano under the water inside that lagoon. Probably where it came out of.
Well, there you go.
Is my canoe... my canoe is probably by my cave.
No, the canoe's basically where you left it in the middle of the beach. It's not seaworthy yet anyway.
Yeah, it's useless anyway. I mean, there's not much I can do. I'm not going to attack it. I can't. Really? No, I haven't.
Roll me a luck.
Full luck this time.
Correct.
Yeah.
You feel a lot better this morning.
I'm feeling lucky. Really lucky. 24.
You see the thing slowly stalk off away from the beach?
Like back into the water? Or...
No, like it's searching the island.
It's searching the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not for you. This is for me. Don't worry about this. He's upset, audience, because I'm grabbing a whole bunch of dice.
No, I actually didn't even notice that because I'm thinking.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm not going to... Unless I can follow it at a safe distance without being seen, I'm not going to bother following it. Is it possible to go kind of follow it without being seen?
You got those hides and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking like really distant.
Hide.
Just enough that it's in my vision.
Hide.
How long does it take to make another coconut bomb?
Took you half a day.
It did, didn't it? I mean, I want to see where it goes.
If you poke your head out, you see it moving.
Yeah.
And it's moving across the island.
Away from me.
Yeah.
That's better than towards me.
Yeah.
How long? But it's going to take me forever to fix that boat.
Correct.
Thanks for giving me a useless boat.
I told you this was not an easy one.
This is not easy at all. Like,
No.
I thought it was going to be easy to get out of here.
No. It's really not. Just remember when
I got a lot of spears because I made a bunch of spears.
It's true.
But that thing is going to attack me if I attack it. It's got armor, basically.
You notice that it's sort of like a tortoise, or it's got like hard places.
How many eyes does it have?
2.
Okay. I'm a pretty good shot with those things now.
It's true.
I want to climb up to the caldera.
Give me a luck.
To climb up?
No. Climbing up is easy.
Well, he's going away from me. I'm not climbing towards him.
No, but you also don't know where he's climbing because you're not watching him either.
Well, I thought you said he's going around. Is he going towards the volcano or
There's-
around? the
He
volcano?
stalked off into the trees and you don't know. He may be going around. He may be going up.
Wait, well, I don't even know what I was rolling.
Luck.
Oh, I got an 80. 86 out of 80.
As you start climbing up the side, you realize that you and he are getting ready to cross paths.
Can I stop where I'm at and let him go?
Give me a hide roll.
Hide roll. Hide is 22. Double zeros and a 1.
At 1, you drop to the ground and he sort of... So you drop to the ground into a little hole.
I just become the earth.
And you sort of see this thing just sort of... I'll say it walks within 25, 30 feet of you.
Okay.
And just keeps moving on.
He's moving up.
Sure, we'll say he's moving up.
Okay. I want to wait till he disappears over the top.
Okay, he disappears over the top.
And I can probably hear him moving because he's large.
He's not that large. He's basically... He would be like
Is
a
he
big...
humanoid?
Yeah, he would be like a big human.
Okay. So is it... Okay, I didn't realize he was a humanoid.
Keep forgetting you don't know what a deep one is.
No, I don't know shit.
Yeah, I know. He's basically a big size human. Like, okay, think of... What is it?
So he's like a crazy Ninja Turtle.
Yes. Like the crazy Ninja Turtle... What is it? I forget what his name is. Spike? He's like that crazy Ninja Turtle, sort
Right.
of. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's just slightly bigger than human size.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
He's
He's like a super shredder.
He's smaller than the great white shark, put it that way. But he's still,
A little more intimidating looking than a great white shark.
I believe, what's the max human size can be?
I guess I never did think to look to see if that shark was still there.
Nope, never did.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
So you are going up the caldera, is that what you said, towards it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of stalking him, I guess.
Okay.
As quietly as possible.
You are stalking him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna peek my head just barely over the top. Do I see him? Probably.
Yeah, you see him. He seems to be looking around.
Is he looking away from me? Towards me?
At the moment, he's looking away from you.
Okay. Random question now that we're 5 hours into this.
Yeah.
Why do they list that I get guns if I don't get guns?
Welcome to Call of Cthulhu.
Just checking.
Yep. That's why I laughed at you when you asked me how much damage they
I
did.
thought it was weird. Like, why do I have these if I don't actually have them? They tell me I have them.
So that I can take them away from you.
Yes.
Okay, so the max human size is in the game, which I thought is 18. He's a size 20, so he's like an 8 foot tall thing.
Okay.
So he's just bigger than the biggest human.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Okay.
We're not taking on Gojira here.
No, it's like Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So he is hanging out. I'm hiding, watching him. What's he doing? Just looking around?
Mm-hmm.
Does he do anything with the shrine?
Nope.
Just standing there.
He's not standing. He's actively searching.
Actively searching. He's probably close enough for a spear throw.
Yeah, probably.
He's like a turtle. Does he have a hard back then?
No, it's just it's patchy.
He's scaly.
Yes, he's scaly.
Okay. How scaly is his head? Is it softer looking?
No, not really.
No.
You can't really target anything in Call of Cthulhu per se. I mean, I'll make up the rules as you go if that's what you really want to try and do.
I was actually trying to target a specific area. I don't know if I can do that or not.
There's nothing that looks any bit weaker.
Well, I mean, his eyeball.
Well, his eyeball is not armored, but I mean, his eyeball's not going to be easy to hit.
No, but I can still throw something at his head.
You could still throw something at his head.
And hope that it hits his eyeball.
You could try. To try and hit his head would obviously be harder, so we would reduce your throw.
No, it's true. Well, I've got a lot of spears just scattered about.
You do?
I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I'd say you probably got 4 or 5 caches of 4 or 5 each. So
yeah, all around the top of that caldera.
Well, not all around the top of the caldera, just in various places around the island.
Well, I put some up there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's I'm sure there's one up there.
Yeah. Okay. I have to spear and see if I can hit him.
Through,
which is now at 45. That's a 60. So, missed.
So it whizzes right past his head.
I crouch down as soon as I throw it.
He turns and he clearly sees you.
Even though I'm hidden.
You're not hidden.
I can't roll a hide and hide?
No, because you threw a spear.
Yeah, but he didn't see me.
If you throw a spear...
I threw it and jumped right down. No. All in one motion. He sees me?
Yeah, he turns.
I throw another spear before he can run at me.
I don't want to do that. He's going to run. He turns and starts running towards you. If you want to stand your ground and hurl a spear, that is okay. But he will be on top of you the next round.
Right. But if he is coming at me and the spear impales him, it's going to hit him harder because it's heading head on.
Sure. Throw another spear.
Okay. 43 out of 45.
Roll me damage.
What am I rolling?
1d6 plus 1d3, I believe.
1d6 plus 1. Oh, well.
Roll me the d6.
No extra damage with him coming at me?
No.
5.
Okay, plus the d3.
2's
1. So total 6. So you hurl the spear.
Yep.
And you see it kind of glances off a little bit, but it does sort of stick in him.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear him.
So I pissed him off?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Right. Definitely.
Did I kind of knock him off his... What's the word I'm looking for?
Off his target of trying to bull rush you? No.
Yeah, he didn't stumble a little bit with that hit?
No.
Okay.
You pissed him off, but you didn't hurt him.
As much.
So all of a sudden he comes to bear and he sort of towers over you and he's going to take a couple of swipes at you with his claws.
No time for me to strike a flare and put him in his face?
No, because you already threw your spear.
I have 2 hands.
Doesn't work like that.
Oh.
This is not D&D. You don't get 5 attacks around.
Yeah, I do. I'm a fighter.
What was it? What's he got to hit? He's not very accurate, though, so there is that. He takes 2 swings with his claws and misses with both of them.
Okay. So he's right on top of me?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll just try to stab him again.
Okay, so you're pulling another spear and you're going to stab him?
He's directly in front of me, so I can't miss, ideally.
Well, it's still how effectively you hit.
Yeah.
Because if you could miss
probably in this region here.
Right, but so he's scaly. He has armor, quotes. So if you roll and miss, then it will just glance off the armor and do no damage.
Yeah, I got you there.
Okay, so you still have to roll and make an attack. What's your punch? Is your punch or your throw better?
Oh, my throw is much better.
Than your punch?
Oh, no, my punch is 50. I'm sorry.
I thought punch default was 50.
You're correct.
So roll your punch because you're thrusting. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
40.
You're gonna hit.
Yeah, 45.
D6 plus D3.
3, 4. So what? 5?
No, that would be a 2.
2. Okay.
So 5.
Yeah, 5 total. That's what I meant. And I was aiming for his throat, if that matters.
No, not really, because he's armored.
Right.
He's actually really well armored for this game.
Makes sense.
So he is going to swing at you a couple more times.
Okay.
And he swings 2 more times and misses and screams in rage.
Okay, so I pull that spear out and I lunge at his eyeball this time. Directly at his eyeball.
I'll give you half of your punch to hit him in the eyeball.
So I gotta hit a 25.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't even
So
look
you
at
lunge at him and miss.
it. I got 50. That's bad.
Again, in a rage, he's going to swing at you again. Good lord. That's an impale. So that's double damage.
Oh, well, me run. More D6.
No.
I have a whole lot of life.
So you swing at his head, and he sort of dodges and flips a claw at you and misses because, you sort of took him aback by going at his head.
Yeah.
But he comes down back over the top of you and drakes his claws into you.
And I die.
Or, maybe not. That was a pretty bad roll. That was a little bit better. 12 damage.
I don't have 12 damage.
So you go into negative numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm at 0.
You're at negative
I'm
1.
at negative 1.
So you valiantly stab at his head, and as you do, he comes back down with this claw, and this claw just rips you open from the side of your cheek through your throat and exposes your chest cavity, and you drop to the ground. And as you're laying there convulsing, you see his face bend over and his mouth open, and you hear a crunch, and everything goes dark. And so
I went down with a fight.
You did. And so that is the end of Robinson Gruesome, the last Monophobia. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully that wasn't too bad, Lucas.
No, it wasn't bad. It was fun. I almost made it.
Almost.
Everybody almost gets to the end.
Almost. You
part.
made it. You made it farther than I thought you would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I Assassin's Creed some shit. That was true.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's just your rolls failed you near the end.
Yeah. I was epic the whole time until that part.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And you made one minor miscalculation.
That he was bigger than I was?
No.
Okay.
Right into the Rancor's brothel. Let us know what you think Lucas did wrong. #scrub.
#eaten.